Good morning, students. How are you? What do you do? Yesterday, we have just started the vertical alignment. We understood the meaning of it, necessity of introducing a vertical curve invariably, depending upon the topography. It is essential. Gradient also we have defined. It is nothing but the rate of rise or fall along the length of the road with respect to horizontal. It may be expressed either in percentage or as a ratio 1 in x or n%, n in 100. Sack curve or crest curve, this one, and this is valley curve or sack curve. We have seen this. Next. There are different four cases in case of summit curve or crest curve, and different four cases in case of valley curve or sack curve. They are all as shown. Here n1 is the positive gradient, n2 is also positive gradient. Therefore, deviation angle n is equal to algebraic difference between the two grades n1 minus n2. Here one is positive gradient, another one is negative gradient. Therefore, maximum deviation angle can be obtained. N is equal to n1 minus of minus n2, that is nothing but n is equal to n1 plus n2. Okay. This is the third case. Positive gradient meeting with another positive gradient. Here it is negative gradient meeting with another negative gradient. Here it is positive gradient with zero gradient. Zero gradient means n2 is equal to 0, means horizontal. So among these four cases, this is the case C, wherein maximum deviation angle n is equal to n1 plus n2. Similarly, in case of valley curve, negative gradient meeting with another negative gradient, therefore n is equal to n1 plus n2. Here, second case, third case, fourth case. So therefore, similar to this is this. That's why here also case C, the maximum deviation angle n is equal to n1 plus n2, because minus n1 plus n2 minus n1 plus n2, minus of minus, minus of plus minus. So therefore, total minus of n1 plus n2. That minus sign indicates valley curve or sack curve. Okay, these are the four cases for summit. These are the four cases may be used during the practical cases in case of sack curve or valley curve. Typical gradients as per IRC. One is known as rolling gradient. One is known as rolling gradient. Second one is limiting gradient. Third one is exceptional gradient. Fourth one, minimum gradient. Ruling gradient are also known as design gradient. It is the maximum gradient within which the designer attempts to design the vertical profile of road. It depends on many factors. Type of terrain, length of grade, that is gradient, speed, pulling power of vehicle, presence of horizontal curves, and mixed traffic. These are all the various factors on which the rolling gradient is decided. Limiting gradient. It is little bit steeper than the rolling gradient. Steeper than the rolling gradient. In hilly roads, it may be frequently necessary to exceed the rolling gradient. Though it is the design gradient decided by the site engineer, invariably we have to vary this to a steeper one. In case of hilly area, that entirely depends on the topography of the location or country as such. It depends on topography, as I said already, and cost in constructing the road. Both we have to see. The one which is proposed with a steep gradient as limiting gradient shall become economical also from the point of view of construction cost, and in order to cater for the present existing topography also we have to take care. Exceptional gradient. Exceptional gradient are very steeper gradients even than limiting gradient given at unavoidable situations, means under exceptional conditions. Unavoidable means exceptional case. That's why it is known as exceptional gradient. It is too steeper. They should be limited for a small stretch of about 100 meter, so that the power lost in climbing the too steeper gradient can have a relief when it comes to horizontal, because the stretch is very small, 100 meter about. Critical length of the grade. The minimum length of the ascending gradient which a loaded truck can operate without undue reduction in speed is called as critical length of the grade. Critical length of the grade, the maximum length of the ascending gradient, that is positive gradient, which a loaded truck can operate without undue reduction in speed is called as critical length of the gradient. A speed of 25 km per hour is a reasonable value. A reasonable value is 25 km per hour. This value depends on the size of vehicle, power of vehicle, load and initial speed. Last one, minimum gradient. However, though horizontal leveled, means without any gradient the road can be constructed for a longer distance, practically it cannot be feasible. You imagine that side drains, that is longitudinal gutters in the longitudinal direction known as side drains, are to be constructed to help the flow of water which is discharged from the pavement, especially during rainy season. In that case, at least slope is to be given for the gutter. Level stretch is not useful. In that case, what happens? If you imagine you are going for 1000 meter, means 1 kilometer. Even if the slope is very less, by the time you reach 1 kilometer, there will be too much depression at the end of first kilometer or 1 kilometer. This is practically unsafe. So as to protect the vehicles from danger, it is worth to provide certain minimum gradient for road in the longitudinal direction so as to suit with whatever the depression taking place for providing side drains or longitudinal gutters. This is an important one only at locations where surface drainage is important. Camber will take care of the lateral drainage, but the longitudinal drainage along the side drains requires some slope for smooth flow, as it is already said. Therefore, minimum gradient is provided for drainage purpose, and it depends on the rainfall, type of soil and other site conditions. A minimum of 1 in 500 may be sufficient for concrete drains, and 1 in 200 for open soil drains. That means either 1 in 500 in case of concrete roads, or soil road or earth road or mud road, 1 in 200. 1 in 200 is steeper because it is pervious material, whereas cement concrete pavement or bituminous concrete pavement is impervious one. It does not allow the water to penetrate. Therefore, flatter gradient, flatter slope is enough. Value of different gradients as per IRC. It depends on terrain, the rolling gradient, limiting gradient, and exceptional gradients. For plain and rolling terrain, 3.3%, that is 1 in 30 is sufficient. Limiting gradient 5%, that is 1 in 20, and 6.7% as exceptional gradient. This is much steeper than this. Or other ways to say, rolling gradient is much flatter than last one, exceptional gradient. Similarly, for other terrains, these three different gradients are mentioned in the table. You can go through whenever you are having leisure time after the lecture. Okay. Now we shall come to summit curve. Length of summit curve for SSD. There are two cases you have to consider: when L is greater than SSD, when L is less than SSD. When L is greater than SSD, the length may be calculated equal to ns squared divided by root 2h plus root 2h whole squared. You see here, root 2h plus root 2h whole squared. If you simplify this by taking h is equal to 1.2 meter in case of side distance, and small h value is equal to 0.15. This you have already studied under SSD. If you substitute these values here and simplify it, you will get L is equal to ns squared by 4.4. Case 2, when L is less than SSD, L is equal to 2s minus square root of 2h plus square root of 2 small h whole squared as it before, divided by n, where n is the deviation angle, s is the stopping side distance in meter, h is the height of the driver's eye above the pavement, h is the height of any object above the carriageway or pavement. If you substitute h is equal to 1.2 meter, h is equal to 1.2 meter here also, and h is equal to 0.15 meter here also, because it is stopping side distance case, you will get ultimately L is equal to length of summit curve is equal to 2s minus 4.4 upon n, where capital N is deviation angle. Deviation angle is nothing but this deviation angle plus gradient minus gradient. So n1 minus of minus n2, that you have to take it as capital N. Okay. Next, length of summit curve for overtaking side distance. Similarly, here also case 1, L is greater than OSD and L is less than OSD. I need not have to say much about this. Simple equation, L is equal to ns squared by 8h, because here it is considered as h is equal to small h is equal to 1.2 meter. This you have already studied under OSD, overtaking side distance. Therefore, if you substitute that, 1.2 multiplied by 8 is 9.6 and n is squared by 9.6. Similarly, L is equal to 2s minus 9.6 upon n, where s is the overtaking side distance here, L is the length of the summit curve, n is the deviation angle, h is the height of driver's eye, which is equal to height of object above the pavement, that is equal to 1.2 meter as per IRC. Valley curve. Let us see this in the next class. However, you keep touch with studies, don't leave it. At least half an hour, just glance whatever the teacher has taught in the class, the two through online. At least you have to digest it. At a single stroke or stretch, You may not be able to digest fully. Partially you might have understood the concepts here in the class. However, you have to work little bit hard as a practice work. That is practice. By practice, you can become more confident and perfect. Okay? Thank you very much. We will continue in the next class, Valley Caro. Okay?